Next up, we have Tami Muller, who is a happiness coach and best-selling author, and whose personal journey led her to develop a practical roadmap for emotional resilience and self-coaching. Tami helps people across the globe navigate change, uncertainty, and aging with purpose. Her message is clear. We all have the power to coach ourselves up, to rewrite the stories that hold us back, and reconnect with our joy. Today, she'll guide us through tools that unlock happiness, not just despite aging, but because of it. On that note, Tami.
Hi, everybody. So this is the perfect segue to what I want to talk about, the laughter yoga. And I want to ask you a question. I want to start with asking you a question. Anybody here didn't really feel like started laughing? It felt fake? Who didn't feel like doing it? But you did it anyway? So how do you feel? You feel great, right? So what we experienced is not just fun and joy. What we have experienced here today is actual science. Because when we laugh and when we smile, it's known that we feel better. And sometimes you can even take a pen or a pencil, put it in your mouth, and when you hold it, if you don't feel like smiling, it will release those hormones that will make you feel good. Just like Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, sometimes your joy can be the source of your smile, but sometimes the smile can be the source of your joy. And we're going to go back to it when I talk about practical things to do. This is going to be one of them. So hi, everybody. My name is Tami, as I said, and I'm a happiness coach, happiness trainer. I just love to talk about happiness. Okay. I know it's very noisy here, so if you can just keep it down. Thank you very much. I want to ask you guys, why is it so important to talk about happiness? What is it? Is it like a hype? You know, people always ask me, you talk about happiness? Now, I have a master's degree in business. When I went to study happiness, people were like, she's out of her mind. What is she talking about happiness? So is it just a hype, or is it something that is actually a science, or as they say here, an art? This is something that we all want to do. We all want to be happier. And this is our right, and this is our duty to be happier, because when we are happier, people around us are happier. And also, we have here, you have college students here, right? What have they taught us before? They always told us that if we succeed, we will be happy, correct? If we go to a good school, if we become a doctor, if we do a good job, if I get a good marriage, if I get kids, when, then I will be happy. I even wrote a book about it. And the book is called How to Be on a Diet for 45 Years and Never Be Thin. And I always said that what stands between me and internal, pure happiness was 20 pounds. But I believe that each one of us has our own version of those 20 pounds. We all have this something that is external to us, that we believe that once we reach it, we will be happier, right? We all have that? Now, what happens when we reach it? We want more. It's never enough. Now, why am I speaking about it? Because first we need to understand that happiness is not external. Happiness is something within us. It's the way we look at the world. It's the way that we behave with the world. And I want to talk about it today. And you'll be surprised to see when we talk about happiness, that happiness actually reacts in a U-shaped curve. There's a U-shape curve of happiness. What does it mean? When we're young, in our 20s, wow, we're very happy, right? We're in love, and we are experiencing all this joy and hormones and everything. Then we take a very big dip in our 30s and 40s. And we are not very happy in our 30s and 40s. Why is it? Why do you think we're not that happy in our 30s and 40s? Because we have mortgage. We fight to make ends live. We have kids. You know, kids are wonderful. I have 3 of them. Okay? But to actually wash them and do all the things, it's not that amazing. And we need to keep up with the Joneses, and we need to look good, and we need to do peer pressure. So at 30 and 40, it dips. And at 50, 60, and later, we go up. We go up even higher than we were in our 20s. And why do you think it happens? Because first of all, we change our perspective. We don't sweat the small stuff so much anymore. So I don't look amazing. Okay, so what? I'm married, thank you. I'm fine. We understand and we appreciate connection. We appreciate what's important in life. And some of us also have more disposable income. Not everyone. So when we talk about the curve, okay, it's general, it's an average. But some people, we are not paying for kids' schools anymore. Maybe we have Medicare, so we don't spend so much money. And we have more disposable income. Today, a lot of adults go out, they do retreats, they do cruises. They're going to spend their inheritance. They don't care. I mean, at 60, 70, we're still young. So it goes up normally as we age. So there is a connection between age and happiness. There's a lot of research, and I want to talk a little bit today about the research. You say the art of happiness, and we're talking about the science of happiness. What does the research say? Let's just go quickly over each one of them. The blue zones. Everybody knows what the blue zones are? So the blue zones are those 5 areas in the world that people live longest healthy. And it's Okinawa in Japan, Ikaria in Greece, Sardinia, Loma Linda in California, and Nicoya in Costa Rica. And they looked and they found out what makes these people live so long, so happy. And they found out many, many things. They found out that, it's the diet, it's the exercise, it's the movement, but it's mostly purpose, belonging, family, and we want to learn from them. You know what we say? We don't argue with success. If they do it, we can learn from them. The happiness, the Global Happiness Index. Every year we check more than 150 countries to see what country is the happiest. And you will be very surprised to see that in the top 10, the countries that are happiest are not the richest countries. They don't have the best conditions there, but they appreciate the culture of family, of dinners together, of togetherness. They appreciate the elderly. It makes them happier. We have the Harvard study. Anybody heard about the Harvard study? Everybody's talking about it today, right? It has been the longest study, more than 80 years. And they were looking at all kinds of different things that contribute to people's health and happiness. And do you know what they found? What is number 1 predictor of happiness and longevity? Number 1, relationship. Positive relationship that we have with others and with ourselves. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be with a friend, can be with people around us. So all this, the Spire, the PERMA, everybody is talking about happiness. At the end of the day, we talk about a lot of things, but there's one thing that comes out again and again. Relationship, community, purpose, and mattering. I want to say that the word mattering, when I heard it first, it was just the right word for me, because we want to matter. The people that you take care of, they want to matter. I hear the most that people feel irrelevant. Even if they have kids and the kids love them, I also feel a little bit irrelevant. Yeah, the kids love me, so how do we keep relevant in our life? How do we keep matter to other people? What can you do and we can do in a community to help people around us? First of all, inclusion. We need to include them. It used to be that the older people were wiser, remember? Who's wiser today? ChatGPT is. So why do we want to ask our parents or our grandparents? They don't know anything. We want to include them. We want to ask them. We want to learn from them. We want to let them mentor programs. We want to ask and take their advice into heart. We want to make them feel important. Multi-generational activities. Do you do things with your grandparents, with your grandchildren? Do you encourage that with the people that you take care of? I think it's a very important part of the puzzle. And we need to make it intentionally. So once a week, we can have dinner together, all the generations. We can cook together. We can do a Zoom with the grandchildren. I want to go back to the fact that happiness doesn't depend on anything else. Do you know how the grandma sits there and they think, oh, when my grandson calls, I'll be so happy. Don't wait for him to do that. You do that. You do that, and when you take care of your own happiness, your grandchild would want to be with you, would want to talk with you. He would want you to be relevant. Gratitude, we talk a lot about gratitude. I know that you showed me I only have 5 more minutes, but this is something that we need to do ourselves as caregivers and with the people around us. Every day, 5 things we are grateful for. It changes entirely the way that we look at things. And hope. Every morning, something you're looking forward to. 1 or 2 things that you're looking forward to. It could be a nice dinner, it could be a meeting with a friend, just going out to the park because the weather is nice. Something that will evoke our hope. And the 30-second smile, I want to go back to our laughing yoga and say, try to fake your smile in the morning. It really works. In conclusion, I want to end up with a personal note. My father passed away when he was 59, and every day that I age, and I'm already older than him, every day that I age, I understand that aging is not a burden, it's a privilege. Because we're here because we matter, we can change, we can make life better. And I urge you to feel that you matter to other people, to feel that you're important, and to make people around you feel that they are important. Because happiness is our right. And thank you very much.